Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my branded Trickstar deck profile. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Starting off, of course, we do run 3 copies of Trickstar Cantina. This card says that once this card is summoned, you can search for any Trickstar card, whether that be a monster, spell, or trap. It also has another effect that says if your opponent activates a spell or trap, you can then inflict 200 points of damage to them as effect damage. And then we run 2 copies of Trickstar Licorice. This card says that if you control another Trickstar monster, you can target, you can reveal this card in hand, target that Trickstar monster, bounce it back to hand, special summon this card. So practically you would search it off of let's say Cantina, activate effect of Licorice, target Cantina, bounce it back, summon. The cool part about that is it is in fact a quick effect, so you can chain multiple of the effects of Licorice to targeting onto the same monster, which is completely fine. It also has another effect that says if your opponent adds any card to their hand, it burns them for 200 points of damage. Continuing on, I do run 1 copy of Trickstar Ladybell. This card says that if it is added from deck to hand except by drawing it, you can special summon it. It also has another effect that says that it can attack directly, and then then the third effect, well, not really effect, pretty much it can attack directly by its own card effect, and then it has another effect that says that if this card deals damage to your opponent, you can add 1 Trickstar monster from the grave to the hand. So pretty much you can, let's say, attack with this, add back a Licorice or Cantina, whichever one you need. And then we do run 1 copy of Trickstar Corbane. This card says that if you control no monsters, or if all your monsters that you control are Trickstars, you can special summon this card, but it also has another effect that says that if one of your Trickstar monsters are involved in a battle, you can discard this card and then take the original attack of the monster that of your Trickstar monster and double it. So this so Trickstar Cantina is a 1800. It becomes a 36 for the remainder of combat. Really good. So that's it for the Trickstar monsters. We do run, of course, 3 Trickstar Light Stage. This card has 3 effects. The first effect is that you can when you activate it, you can search for any Trickstar monster. The second effect is that you can target 1 set spell or trap card on your opponent's side of the field. They cannot activate it until the end of the turn, and then during the end phase, that card is destroyed. Of course, I do run 1 copy of Terraforming to search out the light stage. Sorry for the shaking of the camera, I kind of bumped the stand there. But pretty much we do run the Terraforming to search it. And to wrap up the Trickstar cards, we run 3 copies of Trickstar Reincarnation. This card says that you can, when you activate it, you can then have, you force your opponent to banish their entire hand, draw the same number. Then this also has another effect that says while this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon any Trickstar monster from the graveyard. Really good. Really, really good. Continuing on to the branded cards, we do of course run 1 copy of Fallen of Albaz. This card is pretty much a super poly using its own, using itself, but that has to be on field to be able to do that. The Light Hex Sealed Fusion. This card says that it can be used as a fusion substitution for any required card in a fusion material. So you'll see what we're going to use that for later, later in the video. We run 1 copy of Tri-Brigade Mercurier. This card says that if you control a fusion monster that requires Fallen of Albaz as material, you can then negate a monster effect. So pretty much your opponent activates a monster effect, you activate this. Because you control that fusion monster, that effect is negated. And then of course I do run 1 copy of Aluber, the Jester of Despia. This card is really good for the deck because it allows us to get to a branded fusion, or a branded in red, or even our branded lust if we need it. But of course, to summon out the Aluber, we do run 3 copies of Branded Opening. Just a really easy way to freely special summon. Well, not freely, you have to discard a card. But this card is a quick effect. It is a quick play spell card that says they can discard 1 monster and take 1 Despia monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it in defense position. So of course we would special summon this in defense position, and then its effect is whenever, again, we can search for either our branded fusion, which is the main card for the deck that pretty much allows us to get into the rest of our branded combos. 1 branded in red to kind of summon back a monster from the graveyard. As you either summon back a Luber or Fallen of Albaz from the graveyard and then immediately fuse with it. And then branded lost to kind of protect our fusion monsters' effects from getting negated, and to also search for our Tri-Brigade Mercurior. That's it for the branded cards in the deck. Moving on, I do run a Dogmatika package. That, of course, being just 1 copy of Ecclesia, 1 copy of Fleur-de-Lis. So pretty much, of course, I don't think I have to explain what these cards do, but pretty much this is just a added negation. This searches either this or it can search Dogmatic Punishment. Continuing on, I do run 3 copies of Nazir's Servant. I know that this one I'm having to proxy this one because I can't find my copy. I'm hopefully going to get some soon. I just wanted to get this video out to y'all as soon as I possibly could, because I really like this deck. This is actually the deck that I played in the Cali Effects tournament, like his perfect banlist tournament a few months ago. And I did pretty well with it. I could have done better, but that was kind of on misplaying, and I wasn't running branded in red, which was a big mistake. Then, of course, we do run 1 copy of Dogmatic Punishment. This pretty much says that you can send 1 monster from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then destroy. Put a target 1 monster on the field, then send 1 extra deck monster with a higher attack than that monster. Destroy that monster. So pretty much, and then we have cards that kind of work off being sent to the graveyard. Continuing on, I do run 1 copy of Shaddoll Schism, so that way we can kind of get to our Winda, because Winda didn't get banned, which it really should have, but I mean, nothing I can do there. To wrap it up, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the hand trap lineup. We do run 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, so that way we can Droll Reincarnation lock our opponent. 2 copies of Ash Blossom Joy Spring, and 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Alright, continuing on to the extra deck. We do run 1 copy of Trickstar Holly Angel. This card doesn't come up as much because we are locked into fusions, but there are still times where we just need that extra push for Trickstar boards. Continuing on, we do run 2 copies of Lubellion, the Searing Dragon. This is mainly so that way we can... this one says that you can practically shuffle back the materials to summon out another monster. So pretty much it just gets those cards back into the deck. And then we get to fusion summon using other cards as well. Then we have Albion, the Branded Dragon. This card says that you can banish target the cards in the graveyard, then banish them to special summon a monster from the extra deck. To summon a fusion monster, sorry. Then we do run 2 copies of Mirror Jade. This card says that you can send 1 extra deck monster from the deck to the graveyard, then banish 1 monster your opponent controls with lower attack. This effect is not only a hard once per turn, it is a hard once per every other turn. Like, it is a quick effect though, so practically you can only, like, let's say I activate it on my turn, I cannot activate it on my opponent's turn even though it is a quick effect. Continuing on with this though, with the fusion monsters, of course, we do run 1 copy of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. The way that we actually summon this is we use either the effect of Lubellion or Albion. I need to get a new stand. I do apologize for bumping that today. And we fusion summon using these 2. For this one, we use this declaring Dark Magician as the material for Dragoon. And this is a Dragon Effect monster. However, we also do run Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. So, of course, that's going to be our Blue Eyes. And then that is our effect monster. Our Dragon Effect monster. Alright, and then continuing on to our Dogmatika targets, we do run 2 copies of Intis. to kind of pop extra cards our opponent controls. Then we do run one Titaniclad the Ash Dragon to be able to search for a Dogmatika monster. So pretty much the main thing is we would use Ecclesia to search Punishment. But however, if we open Dear Servant to get into our Ecclesia, we send this. Then during the end phase we add Fleur-de-Lis, so that way we can add an extra wall of negation. Continuing on, we do run one copy of App Cologne. App Cologne says that whenever it is sent to the graveyard, you can then add one Shaddoll spell or trap card from deck to hand, so that's why we add Schism. Then we do run the one copy of Construct. This card, probably not the best use of Schism, however, it does give another target. But the main thing is we do run the one copy of Winda to be able to lock our opponents out of using the to kind of slow them down on their special summoning and summoning. So that's about it for the deck profile, guys. Please be sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think of the deck profile, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you don't subscribe, then I don't judge you. I'm kind of still new to this whole thing, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.